You mean you're gonna really wade through this stuff?
I want to know what people are talking about, Norman.
Okay. But how many people do you know that talk about one-celled tennis shoes? Except Dr. Rossi.
Girl, what is it? What's wrong?
Rachel? They're going up the hill, but I...
She seems awful upset.
The sirens. Rachel. Rachel, they're almost gone. Look, listen, you can hardly hear them.
I promised myself I'd never do that again. I told myself it was a childish thing to do, that sirens are noise. Just noise. But when I hear them, oh, come on, let those other trucks go on by.
No, there are only two. What do you think this is, a big city? Norman, please. They're gone, Rachel.
I don't hear them.
They're gone.
I'm really sorry.
Rachel, I think the hot chocolate's ready, and a cup of it might do you a world of good.
Hey, well, why don't we take it up to my place? Rita's probably worried by now.
No, she's not there. I was just up there looking for you guys.
I wonder where she went.
Well, don't stand here wondering. You help me take the hot chocolate up to the apartment.
We'll be along.
Put out the lights as you go.
Okay. Come on, Rachel. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. You're hiding in too many corners. What's the matter? Don't you like a young man to hold your hand?
That's not holding hands. That's big brother stuff.
Ooh.
You mustn't treat me like a child, even if I act like one.
Okay, what were you afraid of?
I just don't like fire engines.
Well, you more than just don't like them.
I'm afraid of them. I always was. Once when I was on the farm a couple of years back, the neighbor's barn burned down and everyone turned out for the excitement except me.
You were too busy running in the other direction.
No. I was home in bed.
And that's where you stayed?
With my head in under the blankets like a little child afraid of the dark. But, you see...
What, Rachel?
My folks died in a fire.
Oh, that's a fire. What was after that you went to live with your aunt?
I remember my father. He used to toss me high in the air and he'd yell to my mother, "Family hug." And then they'd catch me and hold me real close. I'd be in the middle.
That's a nice memory.
If I'm not making it up, it's gotten that way now. So I don't know what really happened or what I just daydreamed later. Some days I can't even remember their faces.
Didn't your aunt and uncle ever show you any affection at all?
Well, that's all over now because, you see, I'm not going back. Dr. Rossi fixed it, so I don't have to, and he's getting me a job.
It's very nice of him.
Oh, it's more than nice. He's the most wonderful man I've ever known.
Well, I think that we'd probably better get up there and get that hot chocolate. It'd go very nice. Cold night like this. right, son. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna challenge Dr. Rossi to a duel at dawn. Big brother stuff.
Hey, you two. Must be some fire, huh? You know, it's a funny thing about cold nights like this. Somebody coughs up here in the square, and you can hear it just as clear down on the wharf. I mean, those sirens just about knocked me over. I thought the whole town must be up in smoke.
Why don't you get lost?
You know what it probably is? Probably some fat cat up on the hill burning leaves. Then a live cinder jumped up on the roof, and a few hours passed, and a little wind blew in from the sea, and whoosh. Careless, awful careless.
Listen, Lake.
By the way, how have you been, ma'am?
Fine.
She's fine.
Hey, listen, you two don't have to be embarrassed about anything. I mean, Rodney, boy, if you want to hold her hand, why don't you just go ahead and hold her hand? Do whatever comes natural, that's what I always say. I want you to know, ma'am, you've got yourself the town catch here.
Hey, Lee, I've got an idea for you. You know, those nice, shiny fire engines just went up the street. You'd like them a lot. They're just like your motorcycle.
Rodney, Stephen Cord called you. Grandpa's at the hospital. Fire at the Peyton house.
You recognize this? It's what Alice and Ward are waiting. Is Matthew sleeping?
But he's working on it.
Good.
You know, this can wait, dear.
It has to be done.
No, but not necessarily tonight.
Well, I have to make space for Rachel's things. Not that she has many. And I had to see if I could go through with this.
We can always change our mind.
But you agreed to Rachel's coming.
No, but that wasn't a final decision.
Well, it won't be easy, but seeing her light under the door and hearing her move around in this room.
You don't owe this girl anything.
But she's almost exactly the same age as Allison. We know from experience what a difficult time it is. She's had so little love. She really needs us.
She's not going to take Allison's place.
If we let her, she can make a place of her own. I'd like to think that wherever Allison is, she's being taken care of. She's not exactly alone. And we can't ask more than we're willing to give.
Hello. A fire? Oh, when did it start? Himself? Stephen Cord? Yes, I'll get over there right away. Thanks for calling, Sarge. There's a fire at the Peyton house, and Stephen Cord rescued Mr. Peyton.
Is he?
He's alive now. They've taken him to the hospital. I'm gonna get over there right away. I'll call you as soon as I find out anything.
I'm familiar with Mr. Peyton's medical history, Mr. Cord. Before Dr. Rossi left, he and I went over the medical file together. I put in a call to Dr. Kertel, Mr. Peyton's Boston physician. He's coming down as quickly as he can.
When's Dr. Rossi coming back?
Soon, we hope. We tried to reach him, but so far we haven't been successful.
What are the odds, Doctor?
Well, that's hard to say. Mr. Peyton has been inhaling that smoke for any length of time, and there could be some strain on his heart. Just how severe, we'll have to determine. And there's also the possibility that the superheated air could have caused some burns in the respiratory passages. But we'll know a little more later on. Meantime, we better take care of that cut hand of yours. Miss Fletcher.
Yes, Doctor.
Will you clean up these cuts for Mr. Cord, please, and let me take a look before you bandage them?
Certainly. Just this for Mr. Cord. Please see that. Be with you in just a minute.
Thank you.
Is your hand hurt badly?
It's all right. How could he do it? How could Rossi just walk away from the case? He's the only one who knows the ins and outs.
Martin Peyton is doing fine, and they say his condition has improved greatly.
Well, how much can he improve at his age? He's an old man with a chronic illness.
You said yourself he'd probably outlive all of us.
Why did he have to leave now of all times?
Stephen, Dr. Rossi had no way of knowing this was going to happen.
It was unprofessional.
Some people do live their lives without thinking every minute about Martin Peyton.
And I don't.
I don't know. Tonight you risked your life for him after saying over and over again how much you hate him. When he didn't respond, you literally forced the breath into him. Forced him back to life.
Well, you do that for anyone. What was I supposed to do? Leave him in the fire?
You don't do it for anyone, especially when that anyone is Martin Peyton.
It was just a reflex. You hit it, it bounces. Simple.
Whatever it isn't simple.
You sound like you wished I hadn't done it.
No. Stephen, I'm very, very proud of you. You were very brave. I was...
Surprised?
I just never thought of you like that.
I know. I was the brainy one. It was Rodney who carried the ball to the beefy line in the end zone.
You're really quite something, my husband.
Yeah, the question is what? Now, where is that nurse?
She'll be here in a few minutes.
This Dr. Fielding is new to the case. He doesn't know what complications to expect.
I'm sure Dr. Rossi has filled him in very thoroughly, and Dr. Cortell will be here in a few hours.
Dr. Cortell is a very old man. He's as old as Mr. Peyton. He moves like a tortoise. Betty, do you think the old man wants to live?
Yes, I'm sure he does.
Well, he was in that house a very long time before I came, and there was no air at all. I have a feeling it's going to take a lot of luck and every ounce of his willpower to make it.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
I forgave you once because I was in jail and you were lonely. But I'm home now.
I do have some reservations about you, Rachel. I don't think you've told me everything you know about Allison's bracelet, for one thing.
He's asking for his grandson.
I think he means you, Rod.